guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Courtney. Today I will be showing you 3 Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs using the large plastic candy canes from Dollar Tree. Each of these turned out really cute in my opinion and stick with a candy type theme, but you certainly can adapt them with a little bit of spray paint. So I'm excited to show you these. If you are new, you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram for bonus DIYs, behind the scenes, monthly challenges, and all that good stuff. The links are down below in the description box. And without further ado, let's get into today's DIYs. For the first DIY, you are going to need one of these plastic candy canes, and what I'm going to be doing is basically cutting this down to the size that I want it. And I will just be using my wood burning tool that has a knife blade. I bought this thing quite a while ago from Hobby Lobby. They're not very expensive, especially if you get it half off. I think they're $19.99, and then you use it if they're half off, it's $10. So really this was super simple. It cut right through it, didn't have an issue, and the plastic ends up drying very quickly. So I'm just going to cut down at the end and then as well as cut the rounded part of the candy cane off. Okay, and now you are going to need some type of sign, whether it's a wall art from Dollar Tree or this one right here I picked up from Hobby Lobby in the fall section. It was 80% off, so it was $1.20. And right now I am just going and painting over the words. This is an unnecessary step, guys. Really, you just don't need to do this. I really don't even know why I did it. I think it was just out of habit. But you will need some type of sign. The candy cane will be the post for the sign, and then this is what we'll be converting to our little lighted box sign. While the sign is drying, this is just a little printable that I made on the computer, and I'm just going to trim it down so that basically it will fit over the opening of my little box. Okay, now as you can see here, this is basically you're going to place it over. Now I talk about this as an option if you don't have a drill. I don't think I've ever done it on camera, but my drill battery was dead. So now I'm showing you that this really does work. So I'm just going to take a screw and I'm basically just making a tiny hole in one of the corners of this sign so that I can feed my fairy lights through the little hole. I fed the fairy lights through that little hole that I drilled with the screw, and now I'm just basically spreading them around the sign, securing it with some good old-fashioned white duct tape. Here's how it looks, and then the battery pack I will end up duct taping onto the back because why not? And then all I need to do next is to go ahead and attach my little paper sign, which as you can see, when you put it on there, it just lights up. It's really, really pretty, especially at nighttime. I know it's kind of hard because I'm filming during the day. But to secure this, I'm not going to glue it down or Mod Podge it or anything like that because I wanted the option to be able to use this box for something else or make a different printable. So I'm just using a couple of glue dots to secure the paper down onto this little light box, and then I'm going to be ready to start working on attaching my post. Now to attach my post, originally my plan was to take the sign, there I'm showing you the awesome duct tape job on the battery pack, but to take the sign and then basically just attach that pole like that. Just secure it with hot glue, duct tape, whatever you want to do. I was just going to do it. But then I realized this frame was a little different and that I could probably drill a hole in the back. Now I realize you may not be able to do that if you don't have this frame. If you're using like a Dollar Tree one, you'll just need to attach it to the back of the thing. But I thought, hey, there's enough space. I could drill a hole, run this through here. I was feeling ambitious. And so that is what I did. That is what I did. And I'll just show you kind of how it turned out. right, I was pleasantly surprised to see how well this turned out and how securely this sign is. So please pay no attention to that burn mark at the bottom of the sign. We're just not going to even talk about that. What I'm going to do now is take some hot glue and I'm just going to secure it here and then at the top of this, and then my pole is securely attached to my sign. Okay, and now I'm going to take my sign and put it on a base. So I'm just using one of these round styrofoam things from Dollar Tree, and I'm basically going to press my candy cane pole down into it. Now, you are going to have to weight this down because otherwise your sign will just fall over. So everyone has a bucket of rocks, especially Dollar Tree rocks. So I'm literally, as you can see here, no rhyme or reason, just throwing rocks down to weigh down this base. Now, my base is going to be hidden in a wagon, so I know it's not going to be visible, but if you were going to put this next to your Christmas tree or make it more of a display type sign, you might want to make it look a little better than my kindergarten work right here, but you know what I'm saying. You just glue it all down, and then you've got it weighted, and you're good to go. Displayed, not lit up in the little wagon with the Christmas trees and the snowballs, and then here is what it looks like all lit up. Next DIY, we'll be making a farmer's market stand that stands over 4 feet tall. So you're going to need 4 candy canes. 2 of them you are going to need to cut down, but the other 2 you can leave to size. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to cut the rounded part of these candy canes off. Like I said, only 2 of them. Now, if you don't want this red and white theme, you could certainly spray paint these or whatever you want to do if you don't want to stick with the candy theme. Now I'm going to work on my sign. So these were 2 tags that I picked up over the summer, and all I did on the front here is I just sanded them and then I just painted them. This is going to become my back, so it doesn't really matter, but they do have Christmas tags out right now that you can go and pick up. So to kind of secure these 2 tags together, I'm going to start by using 2 of the wooden rulers from Dollar Tree along with a couple of pieces of popsicle sticks. The reason why I'm using the rulers for part of it is they are thicker and sturdier and not as bendy as the popsicle sticks. So the rulers will go on the top and the bottom of the sign, and then in the middle I'll secure it with popsicle sticks. My 2 tags are secured together, and I just flipped it over, and now where the gaps are, I'm just going in with a little bit of hot glue to fill in the gaps, and then I'm going to take some Waverly White chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint 1 coat all over the front of the sign. These wooden letters that I got from Hobby Lobby, they were $3.99 at half off, and you get about 56 letters, so $2 for 56 letters. Slightly better deal than Dollar Tree, and I just think these letters are cuter, but basically I wanted it to say Gingerbread Farmers Market, so 1 pack spelled out pretty much everything, but I did need 2 more R's, so I had to have 2 packs of these to get Gingerbread Farmers Market spelled out. And then I decided I was going to leave the letters this natural wood color, and then I'm going to go in and add just a few little embellishments to my sign. So what I decided to do was basically kind of curve the word gingerbread and then put Farmers Market towards the bottom. And then this little gingerbread thing was kind of a leftover from a pack that I bought from Hobby Lobby because I made a gingerbread themed garland for over my kitchen window, so I had one of those extra. And then I had a couple of peppermints left over, ornaments that I just decided to glue on either side. I did end up taking some 320 grit sandpaper and kind of just hit it here and there with that, and then taking one of my Arteza acrylic markers, and hazelnut brown, I just went around the edge just to kind of give it a little bit of a brown tint. You could do paint here, you don't have to do this step, but I basically went with the brown, and then I kind of went back with the blending brush to lighten it up a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to define the edge of the sign. And now I'm just going to take some hot glue and secure all of my little pieces to my sign. Okay, and now we're going to build the farmer's market sign. So you're going to end up needing at least 2 pieces of foam board. I'm going to leave the width as is, but my height for my sign is going to be 20 inches. Now this is customizable, so however tall you want to make it, that's up to you. But mine's going to be 20 inches tall. And then you're going to need to cut 4 pieces that are all the same size. And that's going to be, and here is Piper investigating because I was on the floor. She's always curious when people are on the floor. You're going to need 4 additional pieces, 2 for the sides, and then 1 for the base and 1 for the top. So a total of 5 pieces of foam board to build your farmer's market stand. For the 4 other pieces, I ended up doing 20 inches tall, of course, and then 4 1/4 inches wide. Again, these 4 pieces are for the 2 sides of your farmer's stand as well as the base and the top. And now it's time to start attaching. So I'm going to start with my base, and all I'm going to do is use some hot glue, and then I will also go in and reinforce with some tower blocks. Then I will do my 2 sides the same way, hot glue and tower blocks. And then my top will also be attached, but first I'm going to need to make some holes in the top. Before I can put my top on, I just need to make 2 little holes, and that is just so that my posts can run through them. Once I get the holes made in these, then I can attach this top to pennants so that I can make a little pennant banner to hang on my we're gonna make a candy themed sled. Again, you can adapt this and not make it candy themed just by choosing your paint colors wisely, I guess. I'm gonna take this wreath form and use it as the curve part of the sled. I kind of pushed it up against the edge so that way I'm only having to make one straight cut and then the curve cut using my box cutter. I'm gonna go in and basically just do some shiplap lines so that I can score this foam board with my box cutter and kind of get some grooves in it. And then once I've done that, I will take some Elephant Waverly chalk paint and I'm just going to very messily, like I'm not trying to be pretty here, just kind of go over where the line is, but then I'll go back and kind of cover it up with some white paint. The sled dries, we're going to start actually building the base of our sled. So you're going to need 8 of these tower blocks and basically you're going to glue 2 of them together and then we're going to place these on top of each of the candy canes. that will become the bottom of our sled. Once those 4 pieces are glued, 2 on each little candy cane here, I'm going to take a large popsicle stick from Walmart and basically just secure it across the top of the pegs, or whatever you want to call these, that are sticking up off of the candy canes. And then I'm also going to take, again, this same size popsicle stick and just secure this to the bottom as well. Taking another large popsicle stick, I'm going to secure this to the very top of the sled. And then the last step is to go ahead and glue down my actual white piece of foam board to the base of the sled. My sled is assembled, and now I'm just trying to figure out what embellishments I want to add to it. So I am going to be using this red and white twinkly twine as the little rope for my sled, and then I end up using a little thing of silver bells that I got from Dollar Tree, and then I tied a peppermint bow from some ribbon that I got from Costco. And here is my candy-themed sled sitting in my very candy-themed kitchen. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you love Christmas DIYs. It really helps out my channel. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!